BNI Philippines and BNI Thailand. He's also the franchise development director for BNI Australia. He's a BNI master trainer. He's a coach and a mentor to many. I think he's had a lot of influence and positive results for those that he has interacted with and provided training and coaching and some of those mentoring services. So we're just truly honored to have YP with us to share this great content and information that can help us all. So over to you, YP.
Thank you so much, Steve. Yep. So welcome to today's presentation. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Now, also very apprehensive, and I, was asked to share this webinar because this is a very, very important topic and very close at heart. As I work with other national directors around the world, there always seems to be a challenge to build a DNA team, right? So, I was thinking, what have we done that, for example, in Bangkok, we've got 127, directors and ambassadors. In Metro Manila itself, we've got about 43 directors and ambassadors. What were we doing that helped us build our team? And so the secret is out, okay? We want to create massive value for directors and ambassadors in their business so that, they have got more resources, they got more time, they got more capacity to be able to serve their chapters and the members, okay? So today we're going to share this secret with the rest of the world, okay? It's all about how to 5x your own business by becoming a DNA, right? So now, can I just ask, sales calls? Just type in the chat. If it's me, type me. If you don't like it, just don't type anything, okay? I'm just curious. We've got 136 people in here. How many of you love doing sales calls? Okay, I see Gina there, I see Maria there, I see Kang Wei, some people say no, I see Catherine, oh, I see quite a few people saying yes, okay? Gee, this is quite an interesting answer. I wasn't expecting so many yeses. Now I can see a lot more no's coming in, okay? Now, of course, there are people who love enjoying sales calls, okay? So I'm just picking up a typical scenario. So those people who enjoy doing sales call are people who enjoy, first thing, getting stuck in traffic jam, especially in countries like Thailand and Philippines I'm involved in, okay? So you get stuck in a traffic jam. It takes you a while to get to your prospect's office, You go into the door and guess what? The prospect you're going to present to hasn't come in yet. The boss has not come in yet, right? Why? Because the boss himself or herself is stuck in traffic. And, the minute the boss comes rushing in, he says, oh, sorry, I'm late. The presentation got 10 minutes too late. So can you imagine you spend a whole night preparing for this massive presentation and you only get 10 minutes, right? So in that 10 minutes, you do the presentation, and after 10 minutes, the prospect says, YP, I'm not going to buy from you because your competitor is, 10 cents cheaper than you. Gee, has this ever happened to any of you or any person you know, okay? If it has happened to you or somebody you know, just type yes into the chat, okay? Right. Do I see any yeses coming in? Okay, and that's why most people do not like doing sales calls because it's not so efficient, okay? We spend a lot of time and sometimes it's like, a game of chance, you're not so sure, whether you're going to get the deal or not, right? So how about if I were to, instead of having you, okay, doing the sales calls, would it be better to have a business generating system to have potential customers brought to you? That'll be so much better, isn't it? Okay. So actually, BNI is a business generating system, and all of us as directors and ambassadors in BNI, irrespective of what levels we are, we really have to understand the BNI system or the BNI business generating system so that we can maximize our own personal returns from the BNI system. And guess what? So we've also got the same knowledge and experience that we can use to help our fellow DNAs, to help our chapters, and to help our members, right? So now, in terms of the BNI business generating system, there are three inputs. Okay, there are three inputs in the funnel. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, type into the chat, what do you think the first? Okay, what do you think the first input is? Okay. Okay, let's have a few answers coming in. Okay, I can see a few people from my region, or my former region, or the regions that I'm involved in. All of them are putting in a very good answers. Okay, okay, fantastic. Okay, right. So we all know that it's referrals, right? So this is the first channel or the first input into the BNI generating system that brings you business, right? So in terms of referrals, okay, there are three important words. So what are these three important words? Okay, can you just type into the chat? What do you think are the three important words when it comes to referrals? Some of you may know the answer already, and it's okay for you to type the answer in. So let's share the knowledge. Yeah. Relationship, trust, knowledge, good sharing, Claudia, know, like, trust. Yep. Visitors, Amy, good. Yeah, I like all the different answers coming in. Yep. What else? What do you think are three important words when it comes to referrals? Okay. So I'm going to share with you the VCP. Thank you. So I can see a lot of different answers coming in. Okay. And I see that the KLT, know, like, and trust, is coming many times, right? So, okay. So the three words are quality, quantity, and consistency. Okay. So quantity means that you want to have lots of referrals, isn't it? Okay. But getting a lot of referrals, but if they are not, referrals with high conversion potential, then you'll not be so happy, right? So not only do you want a lot of referrals, meaning the quantity, you also want to have good quality referrals, okay? So quality is the second word. So quantity is one, the second one is quality. But you don't want to get, high value referrals once in a blue moon. You want to have it consistently, is it? So therefore, the third word here is consistency, okay? So quantity, quality, and consistency. Okay, so these are the three words that is most important when it comes to referrals. So if any of you, can assist me to type these three words there, quantity, quality, and consistency, I appreciate it very much, okay? So for referrals, you need these three things. Now, as a BNI director and ambassador, you got to know how to get lots of referrals, okay? That's the quality part. You got to, quantity part, you got to know how to get high value, okay? High value referrals is the quantity part, and how to get it regularly. So I'm going to ask you, and this is not a trick question, okay? So in your different countries, in your different regions, what sort of workshops do you have, okay? What sort of workshops do you have to teach members or to assist members to get more referrals, more quality referrals, and to get them regularly, I mean consistently, okay? So, different countries, different regions are going to have different types of workshops. Yes, so you got MSP or Member Success Program. That's one basic one. What else? Okay, Key Skills Workshop. So I'm also learning at the same time with all the rest of you what sort of workshops are available in different parts of the world. And if you look at one workshop that looks interesting, if Gina put in something that we are not sure about what it is, then go reach out to Gina, go reach out to Charlie, go reach out to Rangsi or Amy, okay, to find out what they are doing, and then as a what do you call it? As a BNI community, we're all gonna grow together. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so a lot of different workshops are coming. Okay. So for me, I think that, definitely the Member Success Program is the very first one. All new members go through Member Success Program, isn't it? Then beyond that, this is a workshop that came out from Global quite a few years ago called Generating Referrals, okay? Right. Have you attended the Generating Referrals workshop? I think it's been rolled out worldwide. So the Generating Workshop, Referrals workshop is the second one. And the third one, I think that's been run in many countries is the Referral Skills Workshop, okay? So I'll say the Member Success Program, the Generating Referrals, and the Referral Skills Workshop are the three most popular or most well-known workshops in terms of increasing the quantity, quality, and consistency of referrals, right? Then other ones like doing the one-to-ones, relationship, presentation skills. Of course, all these things would support you getting better referrals, okay? More quality referrals, right? So be aware that as a director ambassador, we have to understand the content of these workshops. We've got to be the master networker. We have got to be the if I want to use the word, the enlightened ones on how to generate referrals for ourselves, and therefore able to help members. And in fact, in the regions I run, I actually encourage support and growth directors to also double up as training directors, because not only must you be good in the content of those workshops, okay, you must also be able to share the content with other people, meaning that you got to be good at training it. Okay, good. Now, are there any questions about referrals before I move to the second part, the second input? Any more questions? Okay, no questions. Okay, now everything is clear. Thanks, Amy. So I'm going to ask next. Okay, what do you think? Okay, we have different people answering. Some may be right, some may be not so right. But what is the second input? Okay, what's the second input into the business generating system? Okay, right. So rank C, suggesting visitors. What else? What do you think is the second input into the BNI funnel or the BNI business generating system? Anyone else? Any more guess apart from rank C? Okay, well done, rank C. Okay, yep. So we have got a very clued on, very intelligent audience tonight. So we know that visitors, right? Visitors is the second input into the funnel, into the business generating system. Okay. Now, when you talk about visitors, so imagine if you've got a visitor that comes to the chapter. We always say that visitors potentially can give members business, isn't it? Okay. So if a visitor comes in, and if a visitor is not a customer to a member, can a visitor become a referral source? Can you just type a yes or a no answer into the chat? Can a visitor become become a referral source, okay, for members? Meaning that today they don't need your product or service, but a couple of months, in the future, they may be able to, come back to you as your customer, or maybe come back to you referring somebody else to be your customer, right? So fantastic, Jonathan. Yes, definitely visitors are a source of referrals. But imagine this situation, okay? Imagine this situation, okay? Where there's a visitor to a chapter, you're a member of that chapter, you don't even say hi to the visitor, you don't even exchange name cards. So do you think that 6 months, 9 months from now, would the visitor remember you, and would the visitor become a referral source to you? Yeah, Paulo, definitely no, isn't it? Amy says no, right? Jess, no, right? So remember this, okay? So, as a BNI member in a chapter, whenever we got visitors coming in, okay, we need to have some form of connection with them, okay? And now, if you take one step back, do any of you, things like have a website, you use social media marketing, do you hire a marketing staff or sales staff in your company, okay? Do you give out brochures? I think most of us do that, isn't it, in a traditional business sense? That is the traditional way of marketing of business. So if you've got things like brochure, website, you use social media on Facebook or nowadays on TikTok or Instagram Reels, why do you do that? Why do we do all this type of marketing? What do we hope to achieve when we do all these marketing efforts? Visibility, very good. Yep. So visibility, increase sales, more business, okay? Right. So if I want to use a technical word, okay? We use a technical word. It is called lead generation. In any business, that's right. That's right, Carolina. That's right. In any business, the very first thing is we need to generate potential customers, isn't it? Or prospects. So this activity is called lead generation, right? So can you imagine people spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, into lead generation activities, right? Those people who I know post on Facebooks and they use Facebook ads. That's very expensive nowadays. I know one particular company that spend about 200,000 to 300,000 USD, USD on their social media marketing, just on Facebook marketing itself. Of course, they get a rewards, right? So all of this is getting potential customer. And guess what? As a BNI member, every week, assuming that your membership committee is holding your members accountable, every week you got visitors visiting our chapter. So all these visitors visiting a chapter are potential customers in it. So as a BNI member, do you have to pay extra to have all these leads coming to the chapter every week? You don't. These are brought to you free, isn't it? So therefore, if you are hiring a sales team, if you are doing some form of marketing and yet you are not engaging with the visitors that come to visit a chapter meeting, I think you are missing out, okay? Or there is something being missed out, okay? So as DNA, directors and ambassadors in this room right now, the awareness is this, okay? All the visitors are potential customers, okay? And for us in BNI, in a chapter, we are so lucky to have prospects, to have potential customers brought to us, right? And so, continuing with our earlier discussion, how do you engage with the visitors? So the first suggestion I'm going to make to you is do one-to-ones. And when you share this idea with some of the members, they could scream at you and say, hey, I don't even have time to do one-to-one with members, what more with visitors? That means they've missed the point of joining a BNI chapter, isn't it? In BNI, we get potential business in two main ways. Actually, I'm going to say three main ways. Okay, one is referrals, which chapter members give. The second main way is visitors. And if we do it right, the visitors could give us more business than, in fact, the referrals we get from members. Because visitors, we can engage with them, do a one-to-one with them, okay? So that they will always have us as top of mind as a viable solution to whatever problems that our services provide. Okay, so the first thing under visitors is do one-to-ones. Okay, and of course, when you do a one-to-one a visitor, you don't do it the same way with a with a member, right? In a member, the one-to-one is actually in two directions, right? We find out a lot more about them, and they find out a lot more about us, right? However, in a one-to-one with the visitor, because they have not been trained on how to do one-to-ones, it's more or less like 0.5 to 1, okay? So most of the time, we are going to be asking them questions, trying to find out more about their business and how to how to help them. And being a director ambassador, we've attended many trainings. We are experts in referral marketing or word-of-mouth marketing. Therefore, we always have got ways to help the visitor. Every time I do a one-to-one with a visitor, there's always some way that I can help them to actually do lead generation or even sales conversion. I don't have to convert them into a BNI member as yet, but I can share with them ideas, okay? So you provide value to the visitors. And then in return, almost always, I wouldn't guarantee always, but almost always the visitor is going to come back and say, YP, what do you do? Okay, how can I help you? Okay, and that's where you start building the relationship, okay? Right. So the idea behind visitors is, number one, you got to do one-to-one with them, okay? So having done the one-to-one with them, how do they remember you? How do they remember you, okay? So this is my suggestion. I suggest that every business owner needs to have two mailing lists, okay? So one mailing list is a mailing list of your prospect. The second mailing list is a mailing list of your customer, because your marketing message, you don't want to, by accident be sending out to your customer, right? So you got to have two very clean lists. So one for your prospects and one for your customer. So for your prospects, what do? You send them a monthly newsletter. But the newsletter is nothing about trying to sell them anything. The purpose, the intention, the objective of your newsletter is to show to the prospects that you are highly knowledgeable, you are the expert in the industry. So I'm going to take a very simple, classification in BNI real estate. Okay. So imagine, okay, if you're a real estate agent and your database, okay, your mailing list are of people who are interested to buy or sell property, correct? So, every month you're going to write a newsletter, and for those people to buy property, you can put in is, you could put in ideas like, which is the fastest growing suburb in your region, okay? Where is the best place to invest? What are the, what do you call that, the interest rates offered by different banks? What are the things that needs to be in a sales and purchase agreement to make sure that the deal goes through, smoothly? So these are the things that are of value, to your prospects, okay, to your community of people who wants to buy your product and services. So, example, if you're an accountant, you could do newsletters and you will contents like 3 things about saving tax that the ATO, the tax office, okay, doesn't want you to know about, okay, or 5 ways to reduce your tax legally, okay? So you're going to share things that your clients, meaning that people into the finance, into doing the accounts, they're interested to know, okay, right? The impact of, changing interest rates to your business, right? So these are type of newsletters that people that are in your target market would value. So how did I get this idea? Is basically this, I live in Perth, Australia, and I go to a chiropractor. That chiropractor that I go to is not the nearest one to my home. There are lots more near my home, okay? And he's not the cheapest either, okay? So I'm traveling, double the distance. I'm spending maybe about 10-20% more than a regular chiropractor. But why do I go back to him over and over again every month? It is because he has got a newsletter. So his is a clinic, of course, during the COVID times, we couldn't visit, but it was pre-COVID when I visit him. Every time I visit him, he's got a new newsletter, for me. And inside the newsletter, there's a lot of information that I value a lot, right? So this is what we need to do. And as a BNI Director Ambassador, of course, members, you can, outsource the graphic design, you can outsource the design, may it be digital or physical. You can even hire copywriters, right, within your BNI region. And so you are also engaging the services of your BNI members. Ko, can you help me now under visitors? Okay, what are the 2 ideas about visitors that would actually help you grow your business? Yep, let's have a few people typing in. What are the 2 things that I shared with you in terms of visitors? Number 1, you got to do this. And number 2, you got to do this. Okay, right? Yep, don't all of you fight to type it all in. Okay, so 1-to-1 and newsletter. Good one, Vincent. Okay. Yeah, 1-to-1 and 2 mailing lists. Okay. Yep. Very good. Very good. Okay. So I see that you've got the idea. You've got the 1-to-1s with your visitors. Okay. This is on top. Okay. This doesn't count as a 1-to-1 with members, right? So this is 1-to-1 on top of your members. And the next one is a newsletter. Okay. Fantastic. So you've got the 2 key ideas. To leveraging or building the relationship on the visitors to grow your business, right? So what do you think is the third input? Okay, what's the third way to grow a business using the business generating system? Okay, good one, Kelvin. Okay, so yeah, from Penang region. Of course, you know the answer. Who else? Okay. Okay. So the third one is actually, good. Okay, yeah, it's spin-off or tier 3 referrals. So in BNI, we know that there are 3 levels, right? I mean, we actually only count 3 levels. Tier 1 is member tier 1 is member buying from member, okay? Tier 2 is outside, okay? We recommend our business associate, our friends from the outside to buy from a member, okay? And tier 3, or what you call a spin-off, is somebody outside referring somebody outside, okay, right? Do you know that, in the MSP that I first attended, many years ago, I've been involved in BNI for 22 years now. The very member success program I attended, I learned that tier 3 referrals or spin-off referrals could be 3 to 4 times larger than the original tier 2 referral that triggered it. Okay, so 3 to 4 times is a lot, isn't it? Okay, so now how do you get spin-offs? Okay, how do you get spin-offs? So the first thing is you got to ask, okay? So every time you got a satisfied customer, whether it comes through a BNI referral or it's your client that you got from, you know, other channels, other sources, you must always do two things, okay? Right. So what's the first thing you must do? First thing is you must ask for a before I share that, okay, I'm going to ask you, okay, how many of you in your business have got to give out, you know, quotations or business proposals or project proposal? If it's you, type me into the chat, okay? Yeah. Okay. Right. Thanks, Vinod. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for raising your hand, okay? Yeah. So I'll believe that all of us, isn't it, as a business owner, we've got to be giving quotations and project proposals, right? Okay, fantastic. Okay, so can you imagine every time you send out a proposal or a quotation, you put in 2 testimonials? That's it. So the first thing you want to do is from every satisfied customer, get a testimonial from them. I can guarantee you testimonial sales. Okay, so every time you send a quotation, you put in 2 testimonials. Okay, put in 2 testimonials, and yeah, that would increase the chances of you closing the deal. Okay, right. And so, you know, why are testimonials and adding testimonials to your quotation so intelligent and is so BNI? Why? Because it talks about collaboration. Okay, so you know, when you write a testimonials, there's always 3 parts. Okay, so let's say I'm the one that is writing a testimonial. I'm going to say that my name is YP Lai. I'm a BNI director. I help business owners grow their business without having to put in a lot more energy and financial resources. Okay, so this is I describe my own business. Then the second part is, you know, I'm gonna this testimonial is for, I'm gonna use Maria's name. This testimonial is for Maria. She did this product. She supplied this product to my company. It was so excellent. It helped us solve our problems. And Maria went, you know, all out of her way to make sure that that system is implemented well in my company, you know, right? So, so the second part is a testimonial itself. Why you're writing the testimonial? What exceptional thing that member did? Okay, so the second part, okay, and the third part is this, okay, and the third part is this. The third part is I will not hesitate to recommend Maria should any of you or should anyone needs this product or service. Okay, so this is the confidence, the referral part. So just to recap, first part is about your company, second part is why the testimonial, the third part is you've got no hesitation to recommend a member. Okay, so this is the structure of a testimonial. Guess what? Let me ask you, okay, if any of you, okay, okay, get a testimonial from YP like that, you know, okay, with these three paragraphs or 3 sections, would you be happy to include this with every quotation, every proposal that is sent out? Okay, if you yeah, if you're happy to do that, just type the word happy into the chat. Yeah, right. So imagine right now we've got 137 people in this room. 137 people are going to be sending out their proposals. And if YP is able to write a testimonial for every single one of you, guess what? In a year, each of you would send at least 100 quotations or proposals. Okay, I would say at least 100 because all of you are very, you know, on the go business owners, right? So 130. Now you go down to 130. 130 people sending 100 proposal and quotation, okay, a year. Okay, how many would that be? This would be 13,800. So that means YP's company, which is BNI, is now exposed to 13,800 pieces. Because remember the first part you introduced yourself. So what you're doing is that you are piggybacking, okay? Yeah, piggyback. Okay, you're riding on the, you know, on the prospects of the person you're writing a testimonial for. So therefore, in yourself, you are actually getting wider visibility, wider exposure for your own business. That's why, you know, you want to be the one writing a testimonial, okay? And of course, for the person who is, you know, receiving the testimonial is also a win situation because he or she is going to be able to close deals better, right? So this is strategy number one, and a spin-off, getting testimonials. What's this? What's number two? Okay, number two. Okay, I got to say number two carefully, in the sense that, in BNI we don't give commissions, we don't incentivize people to give us referrals, but we can use incentives to get the outside, the tier 2 referrals to give us. Okay, so I remember the time when I joined a business club. Okay, it's the Shangri-La Business Club. Okay, business card, VIP business card, right? So when I joined it, I paid something like about $400, something like that, to join. The person that served me says, YP, can you give me 3 names? If you give me 3 names, I'm going to give you a bottle of wine. So that was the incentive. Okay, that was incentive. I don't drink wine. Okay, yeah, I don't drink wine, but because I'm human, I want that too. So I gave 3 names and got a bottle of wine. So the idea is here in BNI, what incentive can you give? What members product or service can you give? Okay, in order for people to want to give you the 3 names, right? So ladies and gentlemen, most people come to a chapter meeting, or most members come to a chapter meeting, and what they do is they pray at the start of the meeting, let me get the referrals today. Okay, but if you use all these 3 strategies, okay, that I share with you, you are being proactive. Okay, you're doing BNI intentionally, you are being proactive, and with this, you're gonna get a lot more business. Okay, so instead of making sales calls, what we want to do is we want to use the BNI business generating system and build us a pipeline of continual business. Okay, so I hope today that I've shared with you something valuable that you can use in your business, and definitely by being proactive, adopting all these strategies, you'll be able to 5x your business. I've seen so many directors and investors doing that, and today is your turn. So thank you very much, and over back to you, Steve.
Thank you so much, YP. That was some incredibly valuable information.